The boardwalk hummed with life, laughter echoed. The air was filled with the sounds of joy and excitement, as families and friends strolled along the wooden planks, enjoying the evening. The Ferris wheel turned slowly, its lights twinkling like stars against the darkening sky. Children ran ahead, their faces lit up with delight as they pointed at the various attractions. Street performers entertained the crowds, their acts drawing applause and cheers. It was a scene of pure happiness, a place where worries seemed to melt away. The smell of salt air and fried dough hung heavy. The aroma was intoxicating, mingling with the scent of the ocean breeze. Vendors called out, offering their delicious treats to passers-by. The sound of waves crashing against the shore provided a soothing backdrop to the lively atmosphere. The sky, painted in hues of orange and pink, signaled the end of another perfect day at the boardwalk. People lined up at the food stands, eager to indulge in the classic boardwalk fare. Beneath the surface, a darkness lurked, hidden from the cheerful crowds above. The underbelly of the boardwalk told a different story. Shadows stretched long and menacing beneath the piers, where the light of day barely reached. The creaking of the wooden planks above echoed in the stillness, a stark contrast to the vibrant life just a few feet away. It was a place of secrets, where the past lingered and whispered its tales to those who dared to listen. A history etched in shadows. The boardwalk had seen countless faces and heard innumerable stories over the years. From its early days, captured in black and white photographs, to the present, it had been a witness to both joy and sorrow. The vintage scenes showed a simpler time, yet the shadows in those images hinted at the complexities beneath the surface. Each photo, each memory added another layer to the boardwalk's rich and often mysterious history. This is a collection of those shadows. As night fell, the boardwalk transformed, the bustling crowds disappeared, leaving behind an eerie silence. The once vibrant place now seemed haunted by the ghosts of the past. Shadowy corners and empty pathways told stories of their own, tales of lost souls and forgotten dreams. The darkness brought with it a sense of unease, a reminder that even the happiest places have their secrets. Stories whispered by the wind. The wind carried with it the voices of the past, rustling through the leaves and causing the wind chimes to sing their haunting melodies. Each gust seemed to tell a different tale, a fragment of history carried on the breeze. The empty boardwalk, now devoid of life, became a canvas for these stories, each one adding to the tapestry of its haunted past. The whispers of the wind were a reminder that the boardwalk was alive with memories, even in its stillness. Tales of joy turned to terror. The boardwalk had been a place of happiness for many, but it had also seen its share of fear and tragedy. Families who once laughed and played here had their moments of joy turned into nightmares. The carnival rides, once symbols of fun, now seemed sinister in the darkness. Faces blurred in motion, capturing the fleeting moments of terror that had unfolded here. The boardwalk held these memories, a testament to the thin line between joy and fear. The boardwalk, a place of escape. For many, the boardwalk was a sanctuary, a place to leave behind the troubles of everyday life. The setting sun cast a golden glow over the scene, as people engaged in various activities. Kids played arcade games, their laughter filling the air. Couples strolled hand in hand, enjoying the simple pleasures of the moment. It was a place where time seemed to stand still, offering a brief respite from the outside world. A world of bright lights and carefree days. The neon lights illuminated the night, casting a magical glow over the boardwalk. People enjoyed the rides, their faces lit up with excitement. During the day, families gathered, creating memories that would last a lifetime. The boardwalk was a world unto itself, a place where the ordinary became extraordinary. It was a place of wonder and delight, where the worries of the world seemed to fade away. But darkness finds its way in. Even in the brightest places, darkness has a way of creeping in. The boardwalk was no exception. Dark alleyways and shadowy corners held their secrets, waiting to be discovered. Ominous clouds gathered, casting a foreboding shadow over the scene. It was a reminder that no place is immune to the encroaching darkness, that even the happiest places have their hidden depths. It clings to the salt-worn wood, whispers in the clack of roller coaster wheels. The boardwalk's history was etched into its very structure. The worn wooden planks, weathered by time and salt air, held the stories of the past. The clack of the roller coaster wheels was a constant reminder of the thrills and fears experienced here. Each creak and groan of the old tracks seemed to whisper secrets, adding to the boardwalk's mystique. These are the stories it tells, The boardwalk, with its mix of light and dark, joy and fear, had many stories to tell. Each scene, each shadow added to the rich tapestry of its history. The empty carnival rides, the shadowy figures, all spoke of a place that was alive with memories. These were the stories whispered by the wind, etched into the salt-worn wood, and carried in the clack of the roller coaster wheels. The boardwalk was a place of contrasts, a place where laughter and shadows coexisted. The year was 1957. A young couple, giddy with love, strolled hand in hand. They stopped at a photo booth, a chance to capture their happiness. 4 flashes, 4 captured moments. The developed photos revealed a chilling truth. Behind the couple in each shot, a figure stood, tall, gaunt, its eyes burned bright. The couple had no memory of the figure. The photos remained. A haunting reminder that some things cannot be explained. The magician was a boardwalk staple, his tricks legendary. One summer he promised his most daring illusion yet, vanishing into thin air. The crowd watched, breathless. The curtain fell. He was gone. Days turned into weeks. The magician never reappeared. Theories abounded. Some whispered of a trick gone wrong, others of a more sinister fate. The truth vanished with him, a chilling reminder of the boardwalk's hidden depths. Local fishermen knew the pier held secrets. They spoke of strange lights at night, unexplained sounds carried on the wind. One foggy morning they found something impossible to ignore. A lone swing set swayed gently, no children in sight, but etched into the sand below, tiny footprints. Too small for any adult, the swing set remained, a silent testament to the unseen presence. A reminder that the boardwalk held on to its mysteries fiercely. She sat on a stool draped in colorful scarves. Her presence was almost ethereal, as if she belonged to another time. The booth nestled on the bustling boardwalk seemed out of place yet perfectly fitting. The air around her was thick with mystery and the scent of incense. Her hands, adorned with rings and bracelets, moved gracefully as she shuffled her tarot cards. Each card seemed to whisper secrets of the universe, secrets only she could decipher. The fortune-teller's booth was a beacon for the curious and the desperate, those seeking answers to questions they dared not speak aloud. Her eyes, ancient and knowing, held the weight of countless lifetimes. They were windows to a soul that had seen the rise and fall of empires, the joys and sorrows of humanity. Those eyes could pierce through the veil of time, seeing both the past and the future with unnerving clarity. They were eyes that had witnessed the dance of fate and the cruel hand of destiny. To look into them was to confront one's own soul, to see the truth laid bare. People lined up for a glimpse into their future. They came from all walks of life, each with their own hopes and fears. Some sought love, others fortune, and a few sought solace from the burdens they carried. The line was a tapestry of humanity, woven with threads of anticipation and anxiety. Each person hoped that the fortune-teller would reveal a future filled with promise, a future that would make their present struggles worthwhile. One young woman scoffed at the notion of fate. She was a skeptic, a believer in the power of free will and the randomness of the universe. To her, the idea that her life was preordained was laughable. She dismissed the fortune-teller's booth as a relic of superstition, a place for the gullible and the weak-minded. Yet, something drew her to the booth, a curiosity she couldn't quite shake, until the fortune-teller spoke. Her voice was soft yet commanding, a voice that demanded attention. She spoke of things the young woman had never shared with anyone, secrets buried deep within her heart. The fortune-teller's words were like a key, unlocking memories and emotions the young woman had long forgotten. It was as if the fortune-teller could see into the very essence of her being, revealing truths she had been too afraid to face. She described a danger lurking in the woman's path, a danger that was both imminent and unavoidable. The fortune-teller's words painted a vivid picture of a dark-haired man, a man whose eyes held the sea. This man, she warned, would bring turmoil and chaos into the young woman's life. He was a harbinger of change, a catalyst for events that would alter the course of her destiny. The fortune-teller's warning was clear. Beware the man with the sea in his eyes, a dark-haired man with eyes that held the sea. His gaze was intense, almost hypnotic, drawing people in like the tide. Those eyes were a stormy blue, filled with depth and mystery. They were eyes that could see into the soul, uncovering hidden desires and fears. The man himself was an enigma, a figure shrouded in mystery. He moved through the world with a quiet confidence, leaving a trail of intrigue in his wake. The woman laughed, dismissing the warning. She couldn't believe that her life could be influenced by a stranger, no matter how mysterious. She brushed off the fortune teller's words as mere theatrics, a performance designed to scare and entertain. But deep down, a seed of doubt had been planted. As she walked away from the booth, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was about to change. But that night, on the crowded boardwalk, she saw him, the man from the prophecy. He stood out in the throng of people, his presence commanding attention. Their eyes met, and in that moment, the world seemed to stand still. The young woman felt a chill run down her spine, a sense of foreboding that she couldn't ignore. The fortune teller's warning echoed in her mind, louder and more insistent than ever. The man from the prophecy, he was real, and he was here. The young woman felt a mix of fear and fascination as she watched him. He moved with a grace that was almost otherworldly, his eyes scanning the crowd as if searching for something, or someone. She knew in that moment that her life was about to change in ways she couldn't yet comprehend. His stare sent chills down her spine. It was a gaze that seemed to see right through her, stripping away her defenses and leaving her feeling exposed. She wanted to look away, to break the spell he had cast over her, but she couldn't. She was drawn to him, compelled by a force she didn't understand. The intensity of his gaze was both terrifying and exhilarating, a promise of danger and excitement. The fortune teller's words echoed in her ears. They were a haunting reminder of the warning she had so casually dismissed. She realized now that the fortune teller had seen something she couldn't, a future that was rapidly becoming her present. The young woman felt a sense of inevitability, as if she were being swept along by a current she couldn't resist. The future, it seemed, was not something she could outrun. Sometimes the future is not meant to be outrun. It is a path we are destined to walk, no matter how much we might wish to change it. The young woman stood on the boardwalk, contemplating the twists and turns her life had taken. She understood now that the fortune teller's warning was not a curse but a gift. It was a chance to face her destiny head-on, to embrace the unknown with courage and grace. And so, with a deep breath, she stepped forward, ready to meet whatever the future held. Section 6. The Crashing Wave. The storm raged for hours, wind howled, waves crashed against the pier. When the sun finally broke through, it revealed the storm's fury. Debris littered the beach, and then, they saw her. A young woman, face pale, hair tangled with seaweed. She lay lifeless, washed ashore. No one recognized her. No one came forward to claim her. She became another of the boardwalk's lost souls, a reminder of nature's unpredictable power. Section 7. Footprints in the Sand. Early morning joggers found it. They were the first to notice the strange message etched into the sand. The beach, usually a place of solace and routine, suddenly felt different. The joggers exchanged puzzled glances, wondering who could have left such an ominous note. A message scrawled in the sand, "Beware the full moon." The words were hastily written as if the author had been in a rush. The tide was coming in, threatening to wash away the warning. Yet, it remained clear enough to send a shiver down the spine of anyone who read it. It was dismissed as a prank. Beachgoers laughed it off, attributing it to some mischievous kids or a bored local. They continued with their day, building sandcastles, playing volleyball and soaking up the sun, unaware of the growing unease that would soon envelop them. But as the day wore on, an uneasy feeling settled over the boardwalk. Conversations grew quieter, and laughter seemed forced. The once vibrant atmosphere of the beach began to shift, replaced by a sense of foreboding. People couldn't quite put their finger on it, but something felt off. The message remained, a silent warning. Despite the tide's best efforts, the words, "Beware the full moon," persisted, almost as if they were etched into the very soul of the beach. Passers-by glanced at it, some with curiosity, others with a growing sense of dread. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the full moon rose. Its silver light bathed the beach in an ethereal glow, casting long shadows that danced with the waves. The beauty of the scene was undeniable, but it was tinged with an inexplicable eeriness. Its light cast long, eerie shadows. The boardwalk felt different. The laughter seemed strained. The usual nighttime revelry was subdued, replaced by hushed whispers and nervous glances. The full moon, once a symbol of romance and wonder, now seemed to loom ominously over the beach. The carefree atmosphere replaced with a palpable tension. The beachgoers, who had earlier dismissed the warning, now felt its weight. The night was filled with an uneasy silence, broken only by the occasional crash of the waves. The message in the sand had been a harbinger, and as the full moon reached its zenith, everyone felt its ominous presence. Section 8. The Boardwalk Never Forgets. The boardwalk holds its secrets close. It is a place of contrasts, where light and darkness dance, where joy and sorrow collide. These tales are but a glimpse into its hidden heart. The laughter may fade, the lights may dim, but the memories remain. Etched into the salt-worn wood, whispered on the breeze, the boardwalk never forgets, its history forever entwined with the stories it holds. Section 9. An unsettled feeling. As the last of the lights blink off and the crowds disappear, a silence descends. The boardwalk sleeps but its secrets stir, a reminder that even in the most joyous places darkness lingers. A chill runs down your spine. You are left with an unsettling feeling, a sense that you are not alone. The boardwalk has shared its stories. Now, it is up to you to decide if you believe.